Hi, my name is Alex Carlucci with Gustan Associates. Some of you guys have a job history. It's a little scattered. It's not consistent. And what underwriters are looking for is to prove that your income is stable. So let's say you had a job for the last year and a half up until last July, but you were working for a year and a half till last July, and then you took 7 months off because you got laid off and you couldn't find a job. And now you started working again in January or February, and you've been back on the job for a few months. Well, that's considered unstable income, because the rule is if you're off the job for over 6 months, you have to be on the job for 6 months. So and FHA is going to require that if you're off the job for 6 months and you're back on the job for 6 months, not only do you have to be on the job for 6 months, you have to go back and find the last 2 years where you're consistently working in a row. So hopefully you weren't scattered before that, because your income will become not stable. So going backwards before your job gap, hopefully you're working for 2 years consistently. Otherwise, FHA is not going to consider your new 6-month job stable. So you can have a 7-month job gap, but you have to be back on the job for 6 months. But prior to that 7-month job gap, you have to be working consistently for 2 years. Or we have to be able to find it and trace it within a reasonable short period of time before that job gap. You can't have a bunch of gaps prior to that 7-month job gap too. So it gets complicated. Hopefully you have job gaps or no job gaps prior to that job, the large job gap. If you've been off your job for 6 months or less, you only have to be on the job for 30 days to prove that your job income is stable. And again, FHA is going to require for you to be 2 years consistent before that. If you've been off the job for 3 months or less, they just want to see. They're not going to make sure that's not considered that you have to show 2 years prior. But if you show job working for a year and a half, you're off for 2 months, and you're back on for 4 months, there's your 2-year history. So that gap counts as your history in that case. So that's your 2-year history. They don't have to go back prior. That's how it works. It's really complicated. So give us a call. We'll answer your questions. Very complicated job gap questions. We'll answer any of your questions. Leave the questions below. Please like this video and share it. Thank you very much.